this is Trevor reporting for Winnipeg Alternative Media, and today I want to talk to you about the Quaker Oats lawsuit. And Quaker Oats are owned by PepsiCo. They've been sued over its 100% natural oats containing high levels of glysophate weed killer sold as Roundup by Monsanto. And as reported by the New York Times, the lawsuit is currently seeking to be certified as a class action lawsuit, and is being recently filed on behalf of a group of consumers in New York and California against the owners of Quaker Oats. And the lawsuit stems from laboratory tests conducted at Microbe Inotech Laboratories Incorporated in St. Louis, and they tested Quaker instant oatmeal, strawberries and cream variety, which contained an astonishing 1,327.1 parts per billion, which works out to 1.3 parts per million of glysophate weed killer. And the information was released by the Alliance for Natural Health. And the New York Times, which is a defender of Monsanto and GMOs, they claim the levels are nothing more than traces. In reality, the glysophate contamination of Quaker Oats was at alarming levels, and the test results were achieved via the ELISA methodology. And the results were astonishing because they were extremely high, and they were far surpassing the levels of glysophate that have so far been detected in other foods. Their oats were one of the highest foods which contain high levels of glysophate, and also it's quite astonishing because oats, they're not genetically modified, and glysophate, it might be expected at some concentrations in GM soy and other herbicide-resistant crops. Very few people are aware that glysophate is being routinely sprayed on wheat, barley, and oat crops as a powerful desiccant right before harvest. And Quaker Oats, they admit that its oats are sprayed with glysophate by farmers, and this fact is a total shock to consumers who have no idea that glysophate is now routinely sprayed on non-GMO crops as well. And in a statement, the Quaker Oats company said that it did not add glysophate during any part of the milling process, but that it might be applied by farmers to certain grains before harvest. And oats are not a genetically engineered crop, but glysophate is increasingly being used as a desiccant to dry out crops to speed up harvesting. And the Quaker Oats company believes it can wash off the glysophate even though it's already soaked into the oats. And the company said it puts the oats it receives through a cleansing process, and they say any levels of glysophate that may remain are trace amounts and significantly below any limits which have been set by the EPA as safe for human consumption. But glysophate survives food washing and food processing, and that's how it ends up fully intact in beer, cereals, and many other food products. And glysophate residues are neither removed by washing nor broken down by cooking, and the herbicide residue remains on food for more than a year, even if processed, dried, or frozen. And a test paid for by lawyers for the plaintiffs, the Richmond Law Group, they found glysophate at a level of 1.18 parts per million in a sample of Quaker Oats Quick 1-Minute Oatmeal. And this is roughly 4% of the 30 parts per million that the Environmental Protection Agency allows in cereal grains. And the EPA, they collude with industry to artificially raise contamination limits to outrageous levels as a way to protect the interest of the industries. And what you could do, instead of buying Quaker Oats, you can buy Nature's Path Organic Instant Oatmeal, which is produced by a cereal company that meticulously avoids GMOs and toxic agricultural chemicals. And the same testing facility, they also tested this brand of oatmeal, and the test showed a final result of less than 75 parts per billion, which could mean essentially zero. And for grains, anything below 75 parts per billion is below the limit of detection for the ELISA methodology. So that's an option you can do to try to avoid the glyphosate. You can buy organic food and products and produce. And thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.